Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome to episode 47 of Adventures and Mousecapades. Today, we're talking about when the right time to decorate for the holidays, namely Christmas, is. Disney says it's November 1st. We, however, disagree with that.
Yeah, that feels a little early for our family, at least.
For our family. Yeah, I know there are people that start decorating day after Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
No shade to those who do. That's
not.
Fantastic. We respectfully wait.
We have a tradition.
We do. Yes. Yeah. What's our tradition?
To decorate the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's when our lights go on. That's when we start getting the tree out and everything. Yeah.
Now, to be clear, the lights are installed on our house outside already.
Yes.
But they're not on.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to do that fairly early just to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Well,
because it's hard to find time to get people out to do that. And
to make sure that it's hopefully not like a windstorm or snowing or icing or, as it happened this year, hailing.
Hailing.
Jeez. Oh, crazy weather. So, what are we actually talking about this week?
Well, vacation overtime.
Yes.
This year was quite interesting with our vacation.
Yeah.
We had time down in Orlando August, basically the end of August.
Yeah. For
2 weeks. And
more than that.
That's right.
We flew down on the 10th. And you guys left on the 30th.
On the 30th, yeah. So this is basically picking up from our August 30th.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, ish. So Alicia and the kids flew home on August 30th to get ready for school and other things back in reality. I stayed with our fantastic and amazing friends that live down in Davenport, which is the Champions Gate area. It's south of Disney on I-4, a few exits, which can take anywhere between like 10 minutes and an hour, depending on how stupid traffic is. But I stayed with them for another like week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And it was fantastic. So as part of that, you've already heard a little bit, which was our me and Rachel and Meredith went to Moonlight Magic at Animal Kingdom, and I stayed a night over at Saratoga Springs. That was episode 43. And I had an amazing time. It didn't make sense. Alicia was going to be coming back in
a conference.
Yep, for a conference. And so it didn't, and I wasn't going to miss a Disney trip. So it didn't make sense for me to fly home just to fly back. I just stayed in the area with our friends and worked from their home office, garage office. Thank you, Bill. And got to hang out with my new bestest friend in the whole wide world, who's Abby, who is the three-legged pit bull. And Abby is just a ball of energy and amazing and full of love and has a bark, but is awesome. And we became best friends. So there were many, many doggy treat cookies involved in that, but it didn't take too long for us to have an amazing rapport. In fact, she like a week and a half, 2 weeks after, she was still hanging out on the guest room bed looking for me.
Waiting for you.
Yeah, waiting for me to come back. So don't worry, Abby. I'll be back. We'll see you in March.
There you go. So while the kids were doing their school days and I was at work in the office, you and the crew got to go down and attempt to see a rocket launch.
Yeah, we did. This was on Saturday. So I wasn't working from remotely on that day, but it was Saturday, the 3rd of September. And I happened to score tickets. They had some additional spots open up for watching Artemis 1 launch from Kennedy Space Center, from the Visitor Center. and I snagged 4 tickets, or 5 tickets rather, and we drove down early that day, and it was just absolutely fantastic being there, and the atmosphere, and there was tons of people there. Unfortunately, the rocket did not go off that day. It actually just went off 2-3 days ago. They found a leak and were not able to correct that in time, but we still had an amazing time down at Kennedy Space Center. And we got to actually, because they scrubbed the launch, we got to do a tour out to the Apollo Saturn V Center, which is just 3.9 miles away from the launch pad. And that was one of the premier viewing locations that you could get tickets to, which we didn't have tickets to. So we actually got to see, like, if the launch were to happen, this is where you could have paid a little bit more and got to see it from. Like, it was really, really cool. Yeah. Right across Banana Creek over the water. It was an amazing sight to see, which is kind of cool because several weeks before that, when we had gone down to Cocoa Beach, I actually saw that rocket from about 2 miles away on the opposite side. So I got to, just covering all the angles of the Artemis mission. So it was really neat. We went down there. The rocket launch didn't happen, but we still had a grand old time. It was absolutely fantastic, and toured through the exhibits, and the shuttle Atlantis is down there. And then we drove back to the Orlando area and did some shopping, and the crew took me to one of their go-to liquor stores because they needed to stock up on supplies. And holy cow, the Central Florida does liquor stores on a whole different level than I'm used to. This place was just insane. It was huge. It was the size of like a full-size grocery store. It was busy. There were, there were like Friday night at 5 o'clock, before a holiday, lines at all of the registers.
Wow. That's crazy. That's just regular day for them.
And the staff, there were tons of staff there, and they were like pushing alcohol on you. It's like a used car salesmanship.
Level they're probably trying to work on commission or something.
Absolutely.
Like that,
it's just, I was taken aback with the intensity and professionalism of the staff and the clientele. It was quite a sight to see. So yeah, it was interesting.
Well, while you all were gallivanting in the liquor store, I guess, the kids and I were having shenanigans of our own. We went to go see Hamilton that evening at the Paramount in Seattle.
I was so bummed to miss that.
Yeah.
But
we've seen it a couple of times before, but this was Sterling's first time seeing it. So
yeah,
it was fun. It was good. It's always a good show to see.
What did Sterling think of that? I never got a chance to ask him.
I don't remember if there's anything specific. I mean, he had said before that he's like, I've already seen it on Disney Plus. I don't know if I need to go see it. But I know he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just being able to see it live is something totally different than watching it on a screen. You've got the people dancing right there in front of you. And just being able to see that. I don't know. I know he really enjoyed it. I don't know what the specific reaction was, but yeah, I know he was very happy to go afterwards to see it. Yeah. So you were there for a bit after that, just doing regular work stuff and just hanging out. I know you guys had like good evenings, chatting, all that.
Oh yeah, lots of football on TVs.
Yeah,
many beers and other drinks consumed. Ironically, for Florida, we had a big bonfire out one evening. We had a bunch of old piles of dead trees and stuff like that to get rid of, and it was a really good week and a half. I had a ton of fun.
Well, I flew out on your birthday on September 9th.
Yeah.
And I tried to get in a day earlier, but timing just didn't work out with getting the hotel, basically. So I flew out on Friday the 9th, and you got to spend a day in the parks because you wanted to be at the parks on your birthday.
I did. That was, if I'm going to be in Florida, I absolutely took that day off of work and went to the park solo. I had a blast.
Where did you start out?
So I started out in Hollywood Studios, and my goal for the day was, like, I did Genie Plus just so I didn't have to worry about waiting in lines, and I could kind of manage what I was going to do. I had a few goals. I needed a breakfast Ronto wrap.
Uh-huh.
I needed a grilled cheese sandwich from Woody's Lunchbox. And I really wanted to ride Rise of the Resistance and hope that everything worked. And other than that, my goal was to take as many birthday photo pass pictures as possible. And I think I was wildly successful in all of those things. It was just a fantastic day. So I had that breakfast Ronto wrap from Ronto Roasters back in Galaxy's Edge. I had an earlier Lightning Lane that I purchased for Rise of the Resistance. Poe, I don't think he says it to just anybody, but I'm a fine looking recruit, according to Poe Dameron. So
You are a fine looking recruit.
And I got the A show for everything. Like everything worked
Awesome.
great. It was fantastic. I did Slinky Dog Dash. I headed over to Star Wars Launch Bay, which is kind of the other side of the park, but I knew Chewie was there and Darth Vader was out too. And I think BB-8 was there. I really just wanted to see Chewie. And that was a little bit of a wait. That was probably a 25, 30-minute wait. But I got a birthday hug from Chewie. And I've had a few Chewie hugs in my lifetime. They're always amazing. I do speak Wookiee. And this one was just hugely impactful. Chewie saw my birthday button because I got a birthday button on my shirt when I walked in. And we just had an amazing interaction and this little conversation. And he gave me like the biggest hug and was so excited to see me. And like, I hugged him right back. And I am not ashamed to say I got a little weepy after that experience. That's the kind of magic that I love Disney for. I think of Caitlin's first interaction with Sorcerer Mickey.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of just like these things, these memories will stick with you for a lifetime. And getting a birthday hug from Chewie is right up there on my list of things that I will never forget.
Chewie's a good hugger. I've had a couple of those like really good hugs from characters and it just feels nice. It's a good hug.
Absolutely.
And I see you went and got a drink from the Brown Derby Lounge too.
I did. The Brown Derby has an outside bar and I got myself an old fashioned and
This one was good.
This one was fantastic. And it was to go. So I got an old fashioned roadie and then I went on Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. Then I boogied on over and I got lunch at Woody's Lunchbox and I got a grilled cheese and tater tots and a beer because adulting.
Yeah.
Their grilled cheese, I know we've talked about it before, but if this is the first time you're hearing us talk about it, the grilled cheese, it's like 3 cheeses at Woody's Lunchbox is amazing and is a must do no matter how old you are. It's a fantastic grilled cheese sandwich and it will fill you up. Now, the cool thing is I did a mobile order and then I walked in and was picking up my order and the cast member who was working at the counter saw my birthday button and the crew that was in the restaurant there, the pickup window there, they all did this birthday song and I forget how it went, but it was something like it's your new toy day. Like it's your unboxing day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I got a free cupcake. So
You got a birthday cupcake.
I got a birthday
That's
cupcake.
Awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
If you have a birthday and you're at Disney, get yourself a happy birthday button.
Yes.
Just ask somebody at guest services or kind of, find a cast member and say, where can I get a birthday button? They're often at, either a guest services location or a merchandise shop at the counters. They'll usually do one for you. Just do it because you get cast members, characters, other visitors to the park all wishing you a happy birthday. It's a pretty amazing
It is pretty
thing
cool.
to do.
Yeah, and they have buttons for a lot of things, not just birthdays. If it's your
Yeah.
anniversary, do something. If it's your first time ever at Disney, you can get a button that says it's your first visit.
Yep.
Or somebody in your party, it's their first time. There's a lot of different celebration buttons that you can get. Even if you're just celebrating a day for, I don't know, if it's a day without the kids, you could celebrate that if you want to.
Freedom Day.
Freedom Day. Yeah. Yeah. Those are fun and it is nice app. We saved a bunch of our buttons over the years too.
Yeah. So after lunch, I went over to Magic Kingdom, drove over there. Weather was starting to move in, and I wanted to get a birthday picture in front of the castle. And so I boogied on over there and got a couple magic shots there and photo pass shots on Main Street and in front of the castle. In fact, one of the last picture I took was right before the storm hit, and this big, huge downdraft came through, and it was a magic shot where I was holding a bunch of balloons. And so it looks like I'm being carried away by these balloons. It's really cool because my shirt's all blowing in the wind and everything. It was fun.
Awesome.
And the cast member and I both commented, I'm like, oh, that's going to turn out perfect. It was a lot of fun being there and just having that whole experience. And then the storm really hit while I was waiting for the monorail to show up because I had to get back around to the transportation and ticket center. And while I was on the monorail, by the time I got off the monorail to walk to the car, it was just like a couple sprinkles here and there. So I actually didn't get wet, which was fantastic.
Nice.
And then I headed over to check into our room, which is where you and I were going to stay for the next several nights.
Yes.
Over at the Gran Destino Tower at Coronado Springs.
Yes. And this is actually the hotel that was part of the room package for the conference that I was attending. When I initially signed up, the rooms were not in the Gran Destino Tower, but I checked back. Like it wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay in the tower. So I just kept checking back to see if it would show up later, and it did. So I swapped my room to the tower. And
thank you.
Yeah. And
this is a nice room. The tower is stunningly beautiful.
Yes, we've never stayed at Coronado Springs. Coronado Springs is not a DVC resort. And because we are DVC members, we really only stay at DVC resorts. It only makes sense to do that. Yep. So we got to try out this other room through the conference I was doing. And yes, this hotel is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very Spanish. I don't just like Salvador Dali, like inspired colors and patterns and designs. It is, top to bottom, the Gran Destino Tower. Even if you're not staying there, go have a drink at the bar or at, there's a fantastic restaurant up at the top, or there's another lounge up at the top. Just get yourself into this building because it's gorgeous.
Yes, it is. Now, I believe they have redone all of the rooms at Coronado Springs, even I don't know what they're called. Just the regular rooms that they have there. The
outlying neighborhoods, if you will.
The outlying neighborhoods, yeah. Sure. I believe they've redone all of the rooms. So they are the same as what we had in the tower. This is a very sprawling resort.
Yeah.
It's one of the larger ones that has a lot of different, I don't know what to call them other than neighborhoods.
Yeah, and it's one of the resorts that has like an internal bus loop to get around. Yeah. Now, there is a lake that's in the center that most of the neighborhoods are kind of border, and they've built some walkways kind of through the middle of the lake. And in fact, there's a restaurant and a bar in the middle of the lake. We didn't actually get a chance to go there.
Yeah, Three Rivers.
So you don't have to walk all the way around the lake to get, say, from one of those outlying neighborhoods to the convention center or to the tower. But it is sprawled out for sure.
All the different casitas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you checked in, you got our room.
Yep. And I had a little time to kill before your flight was going to arrive. And I had a drink down at the bar there in the main lobby at the Barcelona Lounge.
Oh, nice. That's so pretty over there.
Yeah.
The colors, the reds and the oranges. And
I don't have enough words in my normal vocabulary, so I'm just going to say like amazing and gorgeous and beautiful, like stunning, like all of those things. This whole place and the Barcelona Lounge is no exception. It was just a sight to behold.
This is worth a tour. Just to like, if you do lobby tours, just go there.
100%.
It's so pretty. And it is based off of the Disney animation called Destino, which is a collaboration, I believe, between Disney and Dolly.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a very interesting cartoon. I don't know what to call it other than that, cartoon. Yeah, just watch it. It's on Disney Plus. It's really cool.
And then it was kind of getting towards time, and so I headed off to the MCO airport. I went over early because you never know what traffic's going to be like in the Orlando area. And traffic actually wasn't too bad. I kind of got there without any delays. And then it took me 35 or 40 minutes to find a parking spot. That airport is just a trip and a half, I tell you. But I eventually found a spot that was probably as far away from where I was picking you up as humanly possible. But we made it, and you made it.
Yep.
And Jen, one of your coworkers who was on your flight, made it.
Yep.
And it was really good to see you again. I missed you. Even though it was just a week and a half, I missed you.
I missed you too.
Disney's not the same without my best friend. And I'm not referring to Abby there. I need my bestie.
Yep. Let's see. We dropped Jen off at the hotel and then went to Disney Springs to have birthday dinner because your birthday was that evening and Bill's birthday was the next evening.
Yeah. We went to Enzo's Hideaway, which is an amazing Italian restaurant.
Yes, it is.
This is very much different from Maria and Enzo's, which is an Italian restaurant that is...
you are welcome to try it. We would not recommend it.
Yeah. I think it is an Olive Garden class, if not a little more bland
not
experience.
Quite there. Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Now, Enzo's Hideaway, fantastic.
Yes.
It was really, really good. And it was Alicia and myself and Bill and Rachel and Andrew and Mare, and we just had a grand old time with appetizers and nice meal and drinks, and we had tons of fun.
And they sang happy birthday or some form of happy birthday.
Yeah,
I don't wished you both a happy birthday in song form.
Yeah. And then when we were done, we went through kind of a hidden door over by the bathrooms, and poof, you are in the Edison. Yep. And so we walked over to the bar at the Edison and sat down and had the best old fashioned I have ever had. It is a smoked old fashioned. It was the perfect blend of just the wood smoke infused and the sweetness and the bitterness and
it was a production to watch, and it was pretty awesome to see them put this drink together.
Absolutely.
So you had your smoked old fashioned. We had some bacon on a clothesline. Which was yummy.
As you do. If you go to the Edison, you have to have the bacon, which is an appetizer.
Yep.
It's
and
yeah.
The absinthe fairy was going around selling absinthe shots. Not real absinthe shots, but close enough. Yeah. So got a round of those for everybody. And and that was good. And I was tired, so I wanted to go back to the room after that. So
it's okay. I think we were all kind of like winding down at that point. It had been a long day for everyone. Yeah. So no, it was a fantastic birthday full of great memories and amazing people, and 45 was a good birthday.
There you go. Awesome.
So Saturday morning, Alicia and I woke up eventually.
I don't think it was that late, but
it wasn't that late, but it wasn't that early either. And we didn't have any real plans for the day. we ended up getting a spot, kind of a walk-up reserved spot through the app on at Rick's Sports Bar and Grill. They're in Coronado Springs. It's kind of over by the conference center area.
Yes.
In the resort, and that was really good.
That's really good. I was
Shocked,
pleasantly surprised. Yeah. They had like a mimosa menu, and there's some delicious sounding mimosas on there.
Yes.
There's the classic mimosa, which is sparkling wine, blood orange puree. There's the whip mimosa, which is vanilla vodka, pineapple juice, sparkling wine, and whipped cream. There's the caramel apple mimosa, or caramel apple mimosa, however you wish to say it, which is bourbon, caramel, and sparkling wine.
I think that's the one I had.
There's the El Dorado Sunrise, which is passion fruit, guava, orange juice, and sparkling wine. And then they also have a mimosa flight, which has 3 different kinds for you on there.
Yeah, it was really good. And I had pancakes and bacon and some scrambled eggs. And Alicia had kind of a more generic, well, not a generic, but had a breakfast platter. You had breakfast potatoes. I'm not a huge breakfast potato person, but
the breakfast potatoes were so good. I just had eggs, bacon, sausage, and potatoes.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
American breakfast.
American. And yeah, that was actually really, really good.
It was really good.
The staff was really friendly and everything. So then we didn't really have any real plans for the day, nothing time specific. We did want to go hit Disney Springs though.
We wanted to do shopping, and we wanted to check out the PhotoPass studio.
Yeah. So PhotoPass locations are all around the parks, and you just find the photographer with the vest on. They stand out. They're pretty obvious. But they also have a studio at Disney Springs. It's over by the co-op, and yeah, they have lots of different digital backdrops and a couple different picture, I don't know what you call them, booths or locations.
Yeah.
That you can avail yourself of, and all those pictures, those kind of studio pictures, are put into your PhotoPass. So just something to keep in mind. If you already have that PhotoPass and you want to get some more traditional pictures taken of your family while you're there on vacation and don't want to have a crowd of people behind you, this is a great opportunity to add some more pictures on. And I love how these turned out.
Yeah, they are really nice. So there's 2 sections that we went to. One of them was for a digital backdrop. And we had, let's see, there's some magic shots, if you will. It was around Halloween time, so we have some spooky backgrounds. And then also there's some Disney 50th Disney World 50th backgrounds as well that are there. I think it was the beacons.
Yes.
Pictures of us with the beacons basically in the background.
Yep. And then there was just kind of a more traditional gray, I don't know, blotchy,
like a studio, studio shot, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a bench that you could sit on, and there was a magic shot with Minnie. And I remember the photographer had you cover your eyes and look away and handed me a rose. And so I got to offer you a rose. I came very close to putting the rose in my mouth. And then I thought, like, ew.
How many people?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this is a bad idea.
Yes, it was not a real rose.
No. But anyhow, it was cool. It was great. I love how these pictures turned out. It's always fun hanging out with you. And I think part of that magic was really captured in some of these pictures.
Yes, it's a very good photo shoot. I was very happy that we took some time to go do that.
And the cast members were fantastic.
Yes,
the
they were. I'm pretty
photographers were great.
Pretty sure we did a cast compliment from one of our interactions there.
Yes. And I think the guy who was greeting had been at Disney for like 30 years or something like that.
Oh, yes.
And he was telling all these stories, and he had this way of just interacting with all the kids and the older people. Like, he was amazing. All the people we talked with there, all the cast members were fantastic.
Yes. It was Manny and Joshua.
Yes.
Are the 2 people that were just phenomenal at the PhotoPass.
I think Manny was the greeter, or who was actually doing the greeting at that point. I'm sure they all rotate around. And Joshua was one of the photographers that we worked with. Yeah. We had so much fun. And it
Yeah.
was because of those two gentlemen. And I mean, obviously they're peers as well, but they made it extra special. And yeah, we do cast compliments. You can do it in the app now. Please avail yourself of that option. When you have a magical experience, let Disney know so they can let those cast members know and, give them a virtual pat on the back.
Yes.
That's documented on the record.
Yes, it is documented on the record. So always good to do. So after our PhotoPass studio, well, let me just say, we're in Florida. It's late August. No, it's early September, and it's still hot as blazes. So
it was
we
warm.
were ready to go into some air conditioning.
Yeah.
So we went over and hung out with our good friends, and I got to meet Abby, who I have heard so very much about. And I was honestly a little nervous.
She's a big dog.
Just hearing from that's not what I was worried about. Dog size doesn't bother me. I was worried how she would take to me. I mean, I love animals and I've always been exceedingly good with animals, but I wasn't sure exactly how this would go.
Yeah.
I'd say it went pretty damn well.
Yeah. It was instant.
Yeah.
You two were like, she was all over you in a really good way and just wanted to sit next to you on the couch and hang out and lots of cuddles. And
it was very much, I don't know. It's like I soothed her, I guess. I don't know. She was very excited to meet me at first and then was just like, I will just lie down and be chill next to you.
It was awesome. It was very cool.
That evening, we went to a bistro. We went to Walk-On's Bistro with the weirdest spelling of bistro I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's the Louisiana spelling of bistro.
Is that how you spell bistro in Louisiana?
No, I mean, everything that has an O sound, they do E-A-U-X.
E-A-U-X, okay. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah. It's a sports bar. It's a
sports bar.
Classically stereotypical sports bar with 1,000 TVs and massive
everywhere.
big screens.
Yes.
And all the football games were on all the TVs.
I thought it was fun. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. The service was a little iffy.
Yeah, that there was that. I don't think it's normally like that, or is it?
I mean, talking to the folks that we were with, because this was Bill's friend group and lots of folks that we know and a few people that we didn't, all hanging out for his birthday. And I don't think it's it's usually a little bit better on the service department than what they got. So yeah, I mean, I think the initial plan was probably hang out there for the night, and we called an audible. We were there for several hours, and then we moved on.
If I remember correctly, they had 3 very large parties there that evening, and we were one of them. I do have to call out that I grabbed a drink here that was absolutely delicious. It's called the Death Valley. It is Svedka vodka, Don Q Cristal rum, triple sec, razzmatazz, orange juice, and pineapple juice in a 32-ounce cup for $15, which is nothing.
Now, there's a lot of ice in that cup.
There's a lot of alcohol in that cup. Oh my gosh. I barely had any of this stuff and I was feeling it.
Yeah. What exactly is razzmatazz?
It's like a raspberry liquor. So like raspberry schnapps, basically.
Got it. Oh, I know raspberry schnapps.
Yeah, I know you do. That's why I said it. If I remember correctly, Rachel is not allowed to have these anymore.
I believe you remember correctly.
Okay. I can see why, because this stuff is strong. It was delicious, but it was strong, and you cannot tell until it hits you.
Yeah, but it hits you hard.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind having another one of those. It was very good.
Noted.
But we migrated after this to Ford's Garage. I can't remember the name of the place. Was that over in Margaritaville?
Yeah, it was over in that Margaritaville,
area?
Like outside shopping mall area complex thing. They've had a bunch of it closed off for cars, so you can like walk through the streets and things like that. But yeah, Ford's Garage, which was restaurant and bar that is themed after really old Ford stuff, cars and engines and gas pumps and all that kind of a thing from a decor perspective. And yeah, that was good. The bartender,
oh my gosh,
was incredible.
I don't know how she was handling what she was handling.
She had a kind of a 3-sided bar. We were sitting on the outside, kind of outside seating area. And then it was kind of a triangle. She had like 2 sides inside.
Yeah.
And so there were probably 15 to 20 seats, maybe a little more than that. But there was probably 15 to 20 people around the bar that she was taking care of. She had most of the outside seating section, which was another, what do you say, dozen tables?
Yeah.
And then she had several tables at a section inside. And she was on top of all of it.
Yes, she was hands down, I think, one of the best bartenders we've ever had.
And we're not just talking about keeping on top of drinks. She was doing food and all the rest.
Food orders. Yeah.
She was amazing. It was
crazy.
Just, yeah. She got a good tip.
Yeah.
She got a very good tip. Yeah. But I've never seen anybody work that efficiently. Just like conservation of energy. Like every single movement and thing that she did was planned 13 steps in advance. And she did such a good job.
She had it down to a science.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
So we were there for a bit, had some drinks, and then a couple of us wanted ice cream.
Yep. So we went and got ice cream.
Yep. We went and got ice cream at the River Street Sweets.
Yeah.
A little bit down the road there. And this place just looks so cool. They've got candy apples, gummy candy, like orange slice type things, rock candy. And I think they make all of this stuff. Chocolate covered pretzels, caramel apples, Rice
it's all made in
treats.
House.
It's all made in house.
Yeah.
Brittle.
It's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it smells really good in there too.
Yeah. Yeah. They have Rice Krispie treats that are like 6 inches square.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're huge. And that was kind of our evening. I think we poked our head into a couple other shops that were as we were walking around on the avenue there. But yeah, we just had a really good time. Again, great food, amazing people, just having fun.
Yeah.
And so happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill. Happy birthday, Nathan.
Yay.
That's cool that you guys have day apart birthdays. Makes it easier to celebrate.
That's right. So I think let's leave it there and we'll pick up with the rest of our week while you're at the conference and I go have some adventures.
Yes.
We'll pick that up next week.
Sounds good.
So the one parting thing I do want to just touch on is kind of a public service announcement, if you will. I just had a little bit of skin cancer removed from my ear. And, I probably let that go a lot longer than I should have. I noticed something popping up, I don't know, about a year ago. And I don't know, just ignored it and hoped it would go away. And it didn't. And all's well that ends well. I had actually 2 procedures, one to get a biopsy and a sample of it that took actually most of the tumor with it. And then I just had another procedure on Thursday that got all of the rest of it and had to do a skin graft and things like that to plug the hole. But all that to say is I'm good. I'm healthy, on the road to recovery. Not a huge deal, but this is years and years of me as a kid. And I'm sure there are lots of other people out there who never wore sunscreen as a kid. I lived at the beach when I was growing up in Connecticut all summer, never had a lick of sunscreen. In fact, we always used to be so proud of like, oh, we don't need to wear sunscreen. We just get a little bit of a burn earlier in the season and that turns into a tan almost overnight. And then we never burn again. Yeah, that was, oh gosh, that was stupid.
I think that was just the times though too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But looking back, like, I don't know. I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to have a spot of skin cancer.
Yep.
And hopefully it'll be my last. I mean, I seriously doubt it will be, and we'll tackle that as it comes. But public service announcement, wear sunscreen, wear a wide brim hat, and go see a dermatologist. Get those spots checked out. Even if you don't, you think you're fine, just make it a regular thing every once in a while. Get those spots checked. If you see something, say something. Just don't let it go. Yeah. So don't worry about me. I'm good. I've got a little bit of a Frankenstein scar on my neck for a little bit, but where they took a donation site to plug up my ear. But yeah, all's well that ends well, and on the road to recovery there. But public service announcement:
wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience.
So as we say every week, we're not affiliated with Disney and we're not travel agents. We can offer our opinions and suggestions, but we highly recommend working with a travel agent to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, please send an email to podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com. Follow us on socials at Our Mousecapades, and rate and review us in your podcast app to help people find us.
Thanks, everybody. We will pick up our story next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.